trouble of losing my income because of an evildoer who didn't want me there. You say, gaze at the seal during 2-3 minutes, and then you say, I evoke and conjure you, Belial, the great king of Thagirian. I call you forth in the name and by the authority of my master Lucifer, who is Satan our Lord. Please be willing to protect me from a troublemaker at my work, who is bossy and dominating. My work is located. You name the address. I sit there in the office together with this troublemaker and say also what the troublemaker is doing, what kind of problems, and so on. Also, name the troublemaker, name, surname, phone, fax, email address, and so on. So I hate this person, and I want this person to suffer your punishment. Punish this arrogant and bossy bitch. Target, name, surname, with the phone number such and such. Rid me of their tyranny. Chase them away from the office where I work. Then, when Belial is summoned, you do the same with the seal of Huictiigaras. Pass the seal through all representations of the 4 elements. You activate it and then begin summon Huictiigaras. Gaze at the seal during 2-3 minutes. At the same time you call, I evoke and conjure you, Huictiigaras, the demon of sleep and insomnia. Please help me to induce a torturing insomnia in name, surname, who works at address. The target has the phone number, and you say the phone number, fax number, and email address. In the name and by the authority of Satan, I ask you to drive target, name, surname, to a stage of madness due to their inability to sleep. Punish this person because they are at fault that I cannot do this and then I will lose my income, I will have to quit, and so on. In return, as a thank you, I will make your seal and praise you and tell all people about you. I promise this to Huictiigaras, and now the spell is coming true. I'm sitting here and telling you about Huictiigaras and the spell I'm praising him. Yes, now you have summoned the 2 demons, and you will have to consecrate the doll and activate it. I did not set any deactivation date of the doll. In this case, I just didn't care about the person. And insomnia is not so dangerous. You consecrate this doll, activate it, and then yes, here I have mixed Tabasco and vinegar. I dip a little bit cotton into this mix and stuff it into the head cavity like this. So wet. Then I take this tiny slip of paper for the head cavity. I also dip it into this paper, into this water, so it becomes wet, and read these thoughts to the target's doll. Say that, doll, now you shall think these thoughts that I want you to think. You cannot sleep at all, and you are tired all the time, and you want to take a sick leave, and you are afraid of me because you know that it is me who is doing black magic on you. You fold this paper carefully, like this, after you read the thoughts to the doll, and stuff it into the head cavity. Then, where is this mix? This mix with coffee, graveyard dirt, pine needles. You take a little bit of this, maybe almost 1 teaspoon of this. Open the head cavity. I will try to. Yes, and there was wormwood in this one. And you stuff it into the head cavity. So malicious. So malicious, so evil. And then you take needle and thread and you sew the head cavity, stitch it. I place a little bit more cotton. So I also recommend that you, I'm stitching now, that you look at the video about witch's bottle with the seal of Belial. In that video I described a spell that was first step to go invisible when you are faced at troublemakers at your work. But these spells, this one is more, more evil and more controlling. After this spell and several others, I realized that I was in charge. I had the power. I owned the power. The bitches fled to other places. They were never ever in the office together with me. And yes, they understood that if they do not stop, I will do worse things to them. So they avoid me. Probably they have watched my videos. Okay, the doll is ready with the head stuffing. Then here I have 2 security pins. I take them like this. If you want to be very malicious, to drain the target's energy, you pierce the solar chakra with an extra pin. You just insert it deep and fix it in place. Connect one leg to the arm like this. By the way, it's very important that you have this symbol on the altar. This is a pentagram, Solomon's pentagram. It makes the spirits obey, because you are working with 2 demons and with the spirit of the dead person. And I also have this one on me all the time. This is a pentagram. you connect the other arm like this to the other leg, so like this, so kind of you restrict them. Then you take enough black thread to restrict them so they are unable to move. Yes, and stitch their mouth also. This prevents gossip. This prevents speaking out these commandos that do this, do that, do this, do that. If you have a very bossy co-worker who is not your boss but kind of aims to become the boss, so you tie this doll hard, tightly with the black thread like this, and observe that I'm not harming the doll in any way. I am binding them, restricting them so they cannot harm themselves, because if I don't restrict them, they will harm me, my financial interests, and then I will harm them through magic more. So you have restricted the doll like this. Yes, here I have an extra security pin. I take it and pierce the solar chakra, so they start losing their energy, and I lock this security pin like this. You should have a tray because you're working with graveyard dirt. I just forgot my urine because I will pour it on the doll. It's kind of, you mark your own reverie, that this person should be careful, not come near you, avoid you. You place the doll inside like this,